Alright, what I'm going to do is show you some of the individual products that make up this hydroponic system. Let's go over them real quick. Normally what I'll do is I've got next to my reservoir here that's off to the left, black tub there. Got another tub that kind of keeps the water off of everything if the rain does blow up in the back porch. That's just a plain old Whisper air pump. Get them at Walmart. I believe we got that one off of Amazon. We'll put links to it. The reservoir I prefer to use just because it's got the top the way it is, where it's real secure. It doesn't bow out very much. We get these from Home Depot. They're about, if you catch them on sale, they're probably about 15, 20 bucks, something like that. Not a bad deal at all for as sturdy as it is. I've tried the dollar store totes. They bow out and the tops won't close on them real good. And you just drill a couple of holes in here, one for the water coming back in, one for the water going out to feed everything. The pumps that I use, both of them are Eco pumps. Got those off of Amazon. First one, the normal one I use is the Eco 396, one on the left. And this Eco 396 worked great. I had no complaints with it. I've tried other pumps. I've tried more expensive pumps, and I've actually had one of these go out, and of course it went out while we were gone for about 3 days, so nothing got watered. But I've also had the expensive pumps go out too. So don't kid yourself that you have to have an expensive pump or backup and all that. It is nice, most definitely. But in this deep water culture, unless you're gone for quite a while and it's out in the blazing sun, it'll last. But this is a real good pump. I might change to this pump here. It's the Eco 1056. Both of these are from Amazon. The only reason I would change to this one is on my A-frame, the way I've got the manifold up at the very top, so all the plants get the same amount of water, because you have to have all the water go to the top and then come back down at the same rate. This pump here, the top of my A-frame with my NFT system with the lettuce and strawberries and stuff, the max up that this pump will send water straight up, I believe is about 6.5 foot, and my A-frame is right at 7 foot. It'll get it there. I've really never had any problems with it, but to avoid problems when because I'm fixing to load it down from top to bottom, I don't want to take any chances, so we're going to go with a little bit better pump. This one I believe goes up to 9 foot. Shouldn't be any problem. Also, this one's going to put out a little bit more gallons per hour, which basically it puts out 1,056 gallons per hour. If I do decide to run tomatoes on both sides, we're going to need some more water flow, because in the summer when these tomato plants get up pretty good size and they're producing tomatoes like crazy, you will go through some water. You'll notice over on the reservoir that I did not have any kind of float system in there. That's going to get changed this year. I'm going to, out of necessity, I'm going to have to run some more water over to the reservoir, and that way it keeps the water level constant for those times that we are gone. And I have come back before, and I believe I've got it in a video from last year showing that we were gone. I don't remember, it was 2-3 days, something like that, over the weekend, and we came back and there was about 2 inches of water in the reservoir, and I had filled it up the day we left. So, and that's a 27 gallon reservoir, so I go in and mark it every 5 gallons, and I can tell exactly how much water I put in it, so I can tell how much I need to increase the nutrients and all that. So, but yeah, there will be a float system put on there this year. The timer that I use, this is just my preferred timer, is this one here. Not even sure what brand it is. The tag's off of it. I've had it so long, but it's worked. You can basically, I think you can set 8 timers per day. So basically you can make the timer turn on and off 8 times every day. And I've worked it both ways. I've worked it to where I don't even run a timer. I just run everything 24/7. They seem to do fine. I've also ran it to where it's on a timer, and I believe it runs like 30 minutes for every 3 hours or 1 hour on, then 3 hours off, or 1 hour on, 4 hours off, something like that, depending on the weather and how hot it's getting over here in Texas at the time. But what I'll do is I'll put a link to this up on the bottom down below. And it's a Hydroponic horticulture product. I believe it's like 20 bucks, maybe 25 now, but you can't beat it. Love it to death. Alright, and normally I wouldn't show this, but my wife told me that you need to show how you do that. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure everybody can figure out how to put half-inch hose coming out of the reservoir. And so anyway, you know, what Mama wants, Mama gets, and everybody's happy. If Mama's happy, everybody's happy. So the way we hook this up, basically here's the pump. That sits down in the bottom of it. Submerged pump comes up. Got a 90-degree connector on it. Now, you can do it how you want to, but I found if you can go find you a heat gun, a pawn shop, garage sale, you can normally get one of these, maybe about 10 bucks. I think I paid $10 for this one at a garage sale, and it works great. It's mainly for heat shrink, for electronics applications. But I tell you what, if it's not sunny that day, and back in the day when I smoked, you could light a cigarette off this thing. That's how hot it gets. Just the air coming out of it. And it will burn you, so be careful with it. Don't touch the end of it, because that will burn you. If you heat the end of this half-inch hose up, it's kind of stiff. You put it in the sun, but today we don't have any sun. Like I said, it's supposed to be raining today. Just heat it up. And it slides right on. You can tell by the way it's bending that it's hot. There. The only way to get that off is to cut it. Just cut it straight, one line straight down through there, and it'll slide right off. But that is leak proof. I promise you, leak proof. Okay? Next step. Next thing we're going to show you is how we get the water out of the main line up into each plant. And this again is one of those that I told my wife, I'm pretty sure all I got to do is say, put your 1/4-inch line connectors together off your main line and run a 1/4-inch line up into your plant through the top, and there you go, you got water to it. But once again, she requested that if you show people how to do it, especially the ones that have never done it, they might be more akin to try it. So I said, yes ma'am, because once again, if Mama's happy, everybody's happy. And I guess, you know, it's like she said, it's the man's job to kill the spiders and show people how to use drip irrigation supplies. So, if you hear the sound in the background back there, let me go off on a tangent here for just a second. A good buddy of mine, named TP2 or Texas Prepper 2, several videos back, he said that your wives love it when you do projects in the house. They just love it. And I believe his project was, I think he was raising baby chicks. Not real sure, but I'd have to go back and check and make sure on that. But he was doing something in there that he promised everybody, all his viewers, that the wives love it when the projects are inside the house, especially in the spare bedroom. Well, that sound you hear is aeroponics. In the background, it's how we grow our lettuce. And I put some in the kitchen. I had 2 setups in the kitchen. One was hydroponics, which you don't hardly hear anything, if anything at all. And one was aeroponics, which is what you hear now. Well, I think he might have fibbed the lady a little bit on that, because she didn't like that none at all. She said it made her want to go to the bathroom all the time, and it was going to have to go outside. So, alright, back from my tangent here. You get the water up from your main line, pumps down in your 27-gallon reservoir. You got your line coming up from your pump, going out across the back of all your buckets on the 2x12 here. And I'll put links to all this in the video or down below. You're going to have to go to the store and get you, I'm not sure what they call it, a little punch. It's like $1 for one of these. Not bad at all. You're going to need to get you some of these fittings here. They're 1/4-inch fittings. They're hollow. Oops. And they're extremely cheap. You can get like, I think it's like 100 for $1, something like that. But like I said, they're hollow all the way through. And if you screw up, not that anyone would screw up, and not that I would ever screw up, you also have what's called goof plugs. Goof plugs are extremely valuable to have in case you mess up. They're just a solid piece of plastic. They come in two sizes, 1/4 inch, and I think the second one is I'm not sure, I think 5/16 for your bigger punches and your bigger holes. But if you screw up and put a hole in your main line somewhere and you decide, oh, I don't need that there, or something happens, you change it out, you can always just pop a goof plug in it and go on about your business. And again, depending on the temperature and all that, is how easy this will work. If it's hot outside and your plastic's kind of malleable, you can go ahead and just, it works like a charm. If it's cold, whatever, you may want to get you a heat gun or soldering torch, something like that, to heat it up a little bit. Basically, all you do is go in here with your punch, and you can feel it when it goes through. Put your 1/4 inch feed through, right into the hole, and it snaps in. Take your 1/4 inch line and slide it on. And it's barbed, so it won't leak either. And this is where, again, I should have used my heat gun. And then just run it up here into your bucket. We're going to go ahead and try to put the rest of the system together. Let's see what a completely set up system looks like. And we'll be back here in just a minute.